Homestead here with you again in what seems to be a very sunny Victoria, Australia. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Well, today we're just going to have a bit of a chat about the pantry challenge that I'm about to embark. I don't know whether you've seen Jess from Three Rivers Homestead, her pantry challenge each year. She has a 2-month pantry challenge, which in America that's January, February, which is their winter. Well, I have it here and mine is actually 3 months for the entire winter period, which is from the 1st of May going right through until the 1st of, May, June, July, until the very last of, or the 1st of September. Anyway, the pantry challenge is basically you live off what's in your pantry and in your freezers for a set period. It's your challenge, so you do however long you want. If you want it for 2 weeks, do 2 weeks. If you want it for a month, do a month. Mine happens to be for 3 months. During that time, I like to try and take stock of what is in both my pantries and in my freezers. I have 2+ pantries. I have 2 main pantries. There's a working pantry in the kitchen, and then there's the large bulk pantry that I have a short distance away. That one is basically for storing things that I will be using in my working pantry. Obviously the working pantry is for products that have been opened, and that's what I work from. So a few months ago I had a huge problem with pantry moth in my working pantry. I don't know what they came in, but they absolutely went through my working pantry, and they got into screw top jars, they got into my Tupperware containers that I had food stored in. They got into vacuum sealed bags and jars. I don't know how they did it, but they managed it, the little blighters. So there's an awful lot there that had to be thrown out to my chooks. They were very happy. They got a huge lot of food and were very fat, very content for probably about 6 to 8 weeks. Now 4 times I absolutely pulled every single thing out of that pantry, went through every single jar and container, threw out whatever was contaminated. The jars that the pantry moth had managed to actually gain entry to went out. If one could get in, more could get in, and I wasn't about to keep that container or jar. The rest of them I wiped down with hot soapy water, and in case there was any eggs, there was quite often pupae stuck to the sides, so that got washed away as well. The pantry got absolutely scrubbed within an inch of its life. And then I actually sprayed down the whole pantry with crawling insect spray. Now I know what you say, poisons and everything else. Trust me, I would have done a lot worse if I could. At that particular time I was very ill, and dealing with such a problem was a huge effort. Anyway, I used not only the insect crawling spray, but moth traps, you name it, I used it. And then it was fine for a week or two. The moth traps were collecting all the excess moths that were still flying around. And then I would find another jar with the rotten little blighters in again. So I would pull everything out again and start the whole process again. As I said, 4 times it had to be done. What I found was, if I'll see if I've got one, I'll insert a picture here. Of my pantry when it was put together by the kitchen company. They had a whole lot of little holes drilled into the wood where you could adjust your shelves wherever. However wide and that you wanted. Well, the little darlings had gotten into the holes and they made little homes in the holes, laid eggs and pupae and whatever else, and I had moths continually coming out of these holes, even though I had sprayed the holes. So I got some of that wide webbing tape, I sprayed the holes again, and I taped every single hole, nook, cranny, even where it met the cupboard met the floor. I taped that up as well, and I still have a new moth catcher inside the pantry. I'm still getting moths, but I'm not getting any more pupae in jars of products, touch wood. So yes, huge big problem. So going into this pantry challenge, a lot of my staples were actually destroyed. So my last shopping bill is quite a lot more expensive than what it would normally have been, because a lot of basics that I were using, such as, you know, custard powder, gravy mix, breadcrumbs, stuffed seasoning mix, all my nuts and nut products such as shaved almonds, coconut, all of that, all had to go. Corn flour, that had to go. Any dried fruits that I had, they got into all of them. So yeah, it was a huge effort. Anyway, so that's why I had to purchase quite a lot on my last shopping spree, more or less, before the Pantry Challenge begins. It's because a lot of the staples that I was using had to be thrown out, and I've had to replace them. I'm actually on a very specific diet at the moment. It's to help reduce inflammation and infections in both my feet and my legs. So because I use a lot of fresh vegetables, and I have actually been very sick in the last 8 months or so, I haven't been able to get out into my garden and plant up with fresh vegetables and have the fresh vegetables coming in like I would normally. And a lot of the dried products that I have had to go out to the chooks. So for this pantry challenge, I'm going to be allowing myself an allowance of $50 a fortnight for fresh vegetables, dairy products and cat food, because I don't expect the cats to go on this challenge. They would think their throats were cut. But anyway, so yes, I will be allowing a small allowance for fresh products, dairy and cat food. So what do I want from this year's pantry challenge? Well, I've gotten to the point where I really need another upright freezer in the house, not way down in the shed. Way down in the shed I've got 4 freezers, which you'll probably see soon enough. But I need one for inside when I make like ready-made breakfasts, ready-made meals, just quick freezer pull meals, things like that. I need them up in the house where I can access them fairly quickly, and if I'm not feeling well, I can just pull out a freezer meal and tea's done and dusted, basically. So as a new freezer will be I need to save up for a new freezer. I've worked out that what I normally spend once a fortnight on grocery shopping, which is around the $4.50 mark, let's say $4.50, that if I can manage to save $400 a fortnight for the 3 months of the pantry challenge, I will be saving enough so that I can get a new freezer. I have already ordered it. Anyway, so that's what I hope to get out of this pantry challenge. So now I will show you what I got in the last shopping. Now it did cost, the supermarket shopping cost me $518.78, and I managed to save $55.90 with all the specials and buy 2 for 1 and that sort of thing. Then what I just spent at I Love This Shop on a few little extras for both up and coming videos and to restock a few other bits and pieces, and a couple of other things I grabbed because they were there. It cost me $122.77 for I Love This Shop. So together, the grocery shopping before the grocery, like the Pantry Challenge, has cost me $641.55. Now that's nothing more than what I would be normally spending, as the last shopping before, as the last shopping basically, because as I said, I have had to replace so much because of the pantry moth. I would have been spending it anyway. So let's have a look at the pantries, and I will show you. First of all, I'll show you the grocery haul, then I will show you the pantries, and we might even have a quick geezer at the freezers. Hi guys, it's Future Kim here. I'll stop chatting about the Pantry Challenge for just a minute. I've just got back from the groceries. This is very near my final shop. There's still a couple of things I have to get at another store. I have to go to Aldi and get cat food, basically. But I thought I would bring you along and show you what I've got. This is the major haul before my 3-month pantry challenge. Couple of things that I've really had to stock up on because of the pantry moth situation. Unless I've already told you, I lost so much stuff or product out of my pantry because of those rotten little things. Anyway, so I thought I would bring you along and show you what I have, what I've purchased, and I'll probably give you a quick update probably before this video is finished with the final tally, more or less. But yeah, this is the major one anyway. Anyway, let's get to and have a quick look. So what we will start with okay, we've got some ladies products there, some deodorant, tissues, soap. This is the bulk soap. Then we have these are the sliced water chestnuts, the cups of basmati rice and some more long grain rice, condensed chicken soup, some cream of chicken soup for my lunches. These are some chocolate waffle mix and pancake mix for when the grandies come over and stay. I could do it myself, but sometimes I just can't be bothered. Then I've got some tomato sauce, 2 big things of tomato sauce. The real big ones, which I normally get, I actually haven't been able to get hold of for some months, but I'm hoping to have enough tomatoes in my freezer to be able to make my own tomato sauce later on. Savoy biscuits, savoury shapes. They're mainly for when the kids come over or I've got guests. Then I've got, this is the concentrate, the fluffy concentrate, fresh carrots, celery, grapes, 2 lots of grapes. I do like these ones. Excuse me. Some nice red potatoes. Royal Gala apples, French onion soup mix, French onion dip, I beg your pardon. Blueberries, some tinned ham, some salad mixes. One's a stir-fry mix, I use it as a salad mix. The other one's just a Thai-style salad mix. Roasted and salted pistachios, goji berries, dried blueberries, almonds, flaked almonds, slivered almonds, coconut flakes, shaved coconut, I lost all of them. Craisins, I lost all of them. Sardines, some biscuits to go with the dip, some munchies for the grandies. It's going to last me 3 months, so that's all they're going to get. Then for me, I've got some mango crisps and some strawberry crisps and some tea. Then we have some bread, which is some nice tiger baguettes, English muffins, corn thins, soup mixes for my lunches. Some nice bread rolls there for me. Crumpets, bagels, 2 lots of bagels, raisin toast. I thought I might actually try making some, what do you call it? French toast with it. Could be interesting. Then I have some lemonade. I've got some sugar-free lemonade for me and some normal lemonade for the kiddies. Some honey and pistachio triple cream dip thing, cheese dip for when I've got guests over. That's a new one I'm trying. Some cream, bocconcini, Chico rolls, sour cream, French camembert, juice, some steamed fish. There's 3 different sorts of steamed fish in sauce. Some Philadelphia cheese. Then I have, let's see, salami. That's Danish salami. I've got 2 of those. Cabana. Manuka honey ham and English ham for sandwiches. Mild Hungarian salami. These are the little 4-packet ones, which I'll freeze that. Now what I normally do is these single slices, I dry them and use them as salami chips for watching TV at night time. That's my snackies. Then we have halloumi and some string cheese and some toilet rolls. So there we go. That is my pantry haul for the 3-month challenge. What did this cost me, might you ask? Well, it has cost me see if we can focus on that. That's $518.78. I saved $55.90. That was on specials, and you know, you buy one and get two sort of thing. Chuck that up there. So now I normally spend about $4.50 a fortnight on groceries. So to be spending a little over $500 to last me 3 months is pretty good. Honestly, I haven't finished yet. There are still a couple of things that I couldn't get at the supermarket that I went to, which I will have to follow up and get at a different supermarket probably tomorrow. So I will come back when I've got those articles and we'll do a total roundup of what it's cost me. Now, as I said, I go shopping about once a fortnight. It's cost me about $400. So, yeah, we'll see what the savings are at the end of this 3 months. Okay, so we'll get back to what I was discussing with you. Here I am back with the last of my shopping for the next 3 months. So I went to I Love This Shop. While I was there, I picked up some birthday cards, some very nice little birthday cards. Some new table mats. There's that one there of wood, a nice flower one. One of all different kitchen things, and another one of all different kitchen things. My other ones are pretty old and ratty and worn out, so I thought I'd pick these up while I was at it. Some jars of carbonara, because in the supermarket they've actually been impossible to get. So I found these at I Love This Shop, so I grabbed a couple of jars, and each jar will do at least 2 to 3 meals. Then I picked up a couple of short pieces of soaker hose, which is for an upcoming video. A nice new little girly bin for my bathroom, very pretty. A couple of storage jars for my fridge. A nice little gardening shovel. This is the one that has the pick as well as the shovel, little army type shovel. And this is just the right size for me to get into my gardening beds, which will probably be for another upcoming video. So the one that I've got is too big for what I need, so I thought, well, this will do both dragging up the soil and for chopping it up a bit. Then I picked up some pork rinds. Now, with the diet that I'm on, as I explained before, I'm on a specialty diet for pain and inflammation, and I can't use breadcrumbs or anything like that, which got eaten by the pantry moths anyway. But what I am going to be using are pork rinds. So these will be used as a crumbing agent for when I'd like some like crumb chicken or crumb chops or anything like that. I'll be using the pork rinds. Then I've got some sandwich bags so that I can start parcelling up some food in meal-sized lots and putting them away in the freezers. And I actually have gone out and put a deposit on a very, very large 380 kilo new freezer, which I hope to be paying off with the money that I'm going to be saving. Some new gardening gloves for tickling around the dirt and getting out the weeds. Some stainless steel pegs, because those other things are absolutely hopeless. A couple of new bath mats. These were actually reduced to like $2.95 or $2.99 each, so I grabbed a couple. And also what I thought I would do is, in my freezers, these little whiteboards, I'm going to have a dedicated whiteboard per freezer so that I can monitor what is going in there and what is coming out. So every time I put something in or take something out, I'll be writing on the whiteboard, one section for in, one section for out, and that will help me monitor what's going in or coming out of my freezers. And there we have the last of my pantry goods or my shopping for the next 3 months. So let's start with the working pantry. So this is just a normal corner side kitchen walk-in pantry. And as you see, everything is either shop vacuum sealed or in jars. And what I'll be doing, the shop stuff, I've just gotten a new container and they will be going in that, so nothing can lay in the corners. Now, the moth trap that I got is this one here, which is EnviroSafe, and as you see, I don't know whether you can see that real well, but yes, there we go. And I'm still getting moths, little buggers. So there's really nowhere for them, not that I can see anyway. But, and yes, I've got bay in there and I've got everything's under virtually lock and key, but they do still get in there. I don't know how, but they will work their way into a tightly sealed screw top jar. So when I find one like that, out it goes. So we'll have a look at number 2. Okay, here we are with number 2 pantry. A lot of it is in jars or cans or locked up tightly in packaging. And yes, please don't look at the mess. This is one of the things that I really have to work on, obviously. Now I am getting some moths in the trap over here, so they are trying to get in, the little boogers, see? If they get in here, I am completely stuffed. But so far, touch wood, tap tap, they haven't got in here. So, yes, there is pantry number 2. And yes, that's my casks of wine. I do like to have a little drinky poo of a night. Usually just 1, maybe 2 glasses with a bit of lemonade. And there's my lemonade. Okay, here are the current fridge freezers I have in the house. And as you can see, they are extremely full. I virtually cannot put a single pea in them. That is why I need a bigger one. Let's move to number 3. Right, here we go with number 3 freezer. It's only a very small freezer. I'm not sure of the litre size. It's one of those bar freezers anyway. But as you can see, it is also very, very full. I really can't get a huge amount in here. So this is why I really need to get another freezer. Mainly for the packaged frozen goods, which I can't fit in the other freezer, like my butters and cheeses and, you know, Chico rolls, pies, pasties, that sort of thing. Spare milk. I just can't get a lot in there. Well, here are my shed freezers. 1, 2, 3 chest freezers and a fridge freezer. Now the fridge freezer is where I keep my frozen cat food and yabby bait, fishing bait, that sort of thing. So I'll discontinue this one for this pantry challenge because, as I said, I'll be buying cat food, so they don't particularly enjoy the cat food frozen. So we'll start with number 1 freezer. Darn thing. Right. This one is where I keep my meats. Mostly my meats anyway. There's a bit of overflow from the other freezers, at least until I can sort out this pantry moth situation. I do have a few freezer meals in here as well, and that's what I said, you know, I need a dedicated freezer meal, freezer, so that I can have it in the house with me. And that's flour and nuts and whatnot, so that will make a little bit of room anyway. Yeah. Then let's see, over here, this is actually a freezer for the fruits and veggies that come in out of the garden, but as you see, I've got other things in here as well. Once again, overflow, because I can't keep it up at the house. The ones at the house is just too small. And these are some breads and that to come down into the freezer. And pantry products, the new lot of nuts and whatnot that's to go in the freezers to make sure there's no bugs in them and no bugs can get in them. And this is, at the moment, it's actually, see way down there, it's actually full of, you probably can't see it, but down there we go, it's full of tomatoes and that from this year's crop and last year's crop, because I couldn't get to them, I was too sick. And also some orange slices, mandarin slices, and the lemon, orange and mandarin peels I was going to make jam out of, but I just haven't had a chance. Some more spare bread, and these are some friendship cake mixes, which I put extra in the freezer so that I could start up a new lot whenever I needed to. More veggies and so forth. So we'll put this lot away. Crumpets, I parcel them up into twos, and then I can just pull out whatever I want to eat at a time. Almonds, craisins, these go into my granola mixes that I make for my breakfasts and baking and whatever else, of course. These will go into the first freezer now that I've made a tad of room. And that's the freezers that I will be trying to clean out eat as much from as possible for the next 3 months. Well, that's it with the instructions on the Pantry Challenge, and a quick look at my pantries and my freezers. So what I'm going to be working on is organising my large storage pantry, getting it all in ship shape and putting a lot of it into storage boxes, and hopefully any pantry moth that is floating around still won't be able to get into it, and that'll give me a chance not only to make sure everything's all clean and tidy, make sure there's no jars that have gone off, to give it all a wipe down, make sure there's no mouse or pee in there, but just basically to give it a good clean out, check everything over, rotate the stock around to make sure I'm using all of the old stuff and nothing's been sort of pushed to the back and forgotten about. Then I will be working on organising my freezers down in the shed. That will be a challenge in itself, I think. Then I have to start working on organising or restocking my tomato products, getting rid of all the tomatoes and the peppers and the onions and all of those things that I've been storing in the freezer for just such a purpose, making spaghetti sauce, passata, all of those sort of things. So that has to be done, especially now that I'm feeling a bit better, which is great. Then what I will be doing is I won't be taking videos of each and every thing that I pull out of the pantry. Obviously, if I'm having like a toasted sandwich for tea, you don't want to see that. I know I wouldn't. But anything that I cook as in a main meal, I won't cook the whole process. I won't show the whole process. What I will do is show the plating up of the meal and let you know what I'm making out of the meals, and I'll be doing that on a weekly basis, just putting out one video a week of what I had for that week or what I was able to make. Any of the recipes that I've previously made and put out on YouTube, I will actually leave a description in the I'll leave a link in the description box. Sorry, brain fart. If there are any meals that you would like to see, any recipes that you would like to see, please leave in the comments box. I would very much appreciate it, and maybe I can do it again and put out another recipe for you, and you know, that might be at a later date, who knows. If there's anything that you would like to see, obviously give me ask me in the comments box. Sorry, my brain is just gone to mush. So yeah, any questions that you have, anything you want to see, any recipes that you want to see, please leave it in the description, not in the description, in the comments box. Thank you. So, if you like these videos, please give me a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. That would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you like the content that I'm putting out, please think about subscribing. I can't grow this channel without your help, and it really does help. Anyway, that's it from me, and this is going to be the 2023 Pantry Challenge here on Kim's Homestead. Thanks guys. Catch ya.